Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. So many words I can say about you right now. Like I said in my least favorite bosses list, the card battle system has potential, but the execution leads to you doing a bunch of multitasking. I know multitasking is a cliche in Kingdom Hearts, but at least in the other games you can still attack, not to mention you didn't have to do maps, but yeah. Like I said before, the card battle system is one huge form of multitasking and creates a lot of cheap bosses. Funny enough, the first candidate from Chain of Memories on this list isn't cheap, but it's still a very boring boss. That boss is this game's fight against Darkseid. Darkseid in this game has 4 attacks, 2 punch attacks and 2 energy ball attacks. One punch is a standard punch, while the other punch creates a dark portal that summons shadows. And as for its energy ball attacks, one involves it shooting one at you and the other involves multiple energy balls that will rain down from the sky. The problem? It follows a very predictable pattern that it never deviates from. Shadow Summoning Punch, 1 Energy Ball, Standard Punch, Energy Ball Rain, rinse and repeat. And the thing is, none of these attacks are that hard to deal with, so I say that card bringing them is not worth it. Not to mention, Darkseid has an absurd amount of health, so taking it down would take forever. In fact, you see this footage I'm using of Sora taking down Darkseid? Yeah, it's around 9 minutes long, and I'm trying my best not to repeat any footage. So overall, you know the term damage sponge, while Darkseid from Chain of Memories fed that to a T. If you thought the last couple of bosses made you think you were in hot water, then you haven't fought Ursa from the first Kingdom Hearts, because this fight is so bad it even made Donald and Sebastian scream prior to the fight. Now where do I begin? Well, how about the fight's gimmick? The gimmick here is Ursa's Cauldron. Basically, you have to cast magic at it. When the cauldron is red, you use fire. When it is blue, you use blizzard. A pretty creative gimmick, but not everyone will think about using what kind of magic during their first playthrough. Even if you do it right and engulf the arena and like that will cause Ursa to be dazed, which I'll admit is very satisfying, there's still the matter of fighting her. Remember, you're fighting this battle underwater, meaning that Ursa can be pretty much anywhere in the arena, and combined with the admittedly large arena, you better find her quick and lay a combo on her, otherwise she regains consciousness, forcing you to do the whole cauldron thing again. I know what you're thinking, can't you just attack her when she's not dazed? Well, you can't do that. But if you do, she'll retaliate with a spin attack, where she spins like Tornado Tanya in alcohol, and it lasts for an absurd amount of time. And that's not even mentioning Flossom and Jessom, who will attack you while spewing out some of the most annoying one-liners in the series. You can't defeat them, but Ursula will revive them. So yeah, I pity any poor unfortunate soul who had trouble with this boss, but at least the fight against Giant Ursula afterwards wasn't all that bad. Why do I get a sense of deja vu by saying that line? Turbo from Dream Drop Distance may be a disappointing boss, but in my opinion, Sora got the short end of the stick in terms of having a boss fight in the Symphony of Sorcery because the Spelican is an annoying little bugger. The first part of this battle involves you chasing it down on a Rainbow Road. When did this become Mario Kart? Anyways, you need to press the Y button to gradually catch up with it. But the thing is, the Spelican's flying speed is so erratic that it will make even Quickman jealous. So you will never catch up with it unless you mindlessly mash the Y button. But even that can be risky because while on the run from you, the Spelican will shoot out projectiles. You need to avoid them or else you'll get hit by them, which slows you down. And considering the fact that you can't even heal in this section, yeah, you better be careful. And when you finally do catch up with it and attack it, it will transport you to a realm with floating rocks and you have to attack it head on this time. And I'll admit, this part isn't as bad as the grind railing part. The Spelican's attacks are easy to deal with in this section, but it also loves to fly and teleport around a pretty large arena. Coward. Overall, this fight really isn't all that exciting and even the music is rather forgettable, which is why I'm using a different song in this segment. Oh, and to add insult to injury, if you don't defeat the Spelican in combat in a certain amount of time, you'll have to do the whole Mario Kart knockoff thing again.
Fuck!
Yeah, another boss from Chain of Memories, and like Darkseid, this boss isn't really cheap, but it's still very long and tedious. Now, you fight Vexon 3 times in Chain of Memories, but for this list, I'm only talking about the rematch with him in Sora's campaign. The other 2 fights against him are not that bad. This one, on the other hand, Vexon will definitely be giving you the cold shoulder in this battle. In terms of attacks, Vexon still has his freeze attack, which is very easy to avoid because of how slow he initiates it, but he also adds 2 new card combos, Ice Burn, which creates icy puddles on the ground, causing Sword to slip like he's trying to skate on oil, and Ice Needles, which is easy to avoid, but only if you keep moving. But the thing that makes this fight so tedious is Vexon's shield, which, well, it's a shield, so what do you think it does? Anyways, this shield pretty much negates any frontal damage you do to Vexon, and while you can't sneak up behind him for back damage, he will turn around in a nanosecond. Because of this blasted shield, trying to take Vexon down will take forever. The fight against him in Kingdom Hearts 2 made it more frustrating because of the anti-sword gimmick, but at least in that battle, you can damage his shield. Anyways, on to the next entry, but before we do, Axel, can you get rid of Vexon before I lose my sanity?
No, please don't! I don't want to.
Goodbye.
Thank you! Alright, we're almost done with part 2. How bad could the number 11 entry be? Why did I agree to do this list? If you want a difficulty spike in Kingdom Hearts, well, first I ask what is wrong with you, but for those who really want to see a difficulty spike in the Kingdom Hearts series, then the Trick Master from the first game wears that label quite well. I mean, it's the main boss of one of the first 3 Disney roles you can go to in the game. So what's wrong with this boss? Well, most of you might already know what's wrong with this boss, but I'm gonna explain anyways, both because I know that there are some people who don't know how bad this boss is and, well, explaining is kinda my job here. Like Behemoth and Free Fire 8 over 2 Days' version of Guard Armor, its weak point is way too high for you to reach. Unfortunately, Monstro is not one of the first 3 Disney roads you can go to in the game, meaning you don't have the high jump ability yet. So in order to inflict damage on the Trick Master, then the best thing to do is to jump onto the table, jump off it, and land a combo on the Trick Master. Sometimes it will be stunned, causing it to lower its body, meaning that you can attack it with ease, but that opportunity won't last forever. Once the Trick Master is low on health, it will add fuel to the fire by using, well, fire! The Trick Master will set its clubs on fire, and if you attack it at the wrong time, you will be scorched like barbecued meat. And while the fire on the clubs will eventually be extinguished, guess what? The Trick Master will just light them on fire again! Seriously, what sicko at Square Enix thought this was good boss design? I know what some of you might be thinking. What about the Crimson Pranksters from Free Fire 8 over 2 Days? You have to deal with 2 Trick Masters for the price of 1 in that battle. True, but at the point where you fight them, you should already have the high jump ability, meaning that you can attack them with ease. Granted, they're not the best bosses in the Kingdom Hearts series, but I would rather put up with them than difficulty spike the Heartless here.